step up and we give her that information that she needs. And
any other general questions that, yes?
So we're talking really an initial increase in the cost, which would be partially compensated by the various things that you have talked about. But we're really talking about a cost increase with this service. Is that a true statement or not?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we're looking at a cost in that particular line item, more than what we're paying now, 20,000. Now it's going to be 50, but then there's a reduction in the medications.
So we're really talking about a cost decrease overall.
I think so, yes, because, no, I think so. I can't guarantee it, but I can almost guarantee it. I mean, one of the first things we would do if we were involved is there's roughly 50 inmates. I mean, I see 35 patients a day. I just walk over to the jail on the very first day of services, pull every medical record, go through them with a fine-tooth comb, and see where I can save money. And so within a day, and to have that conversation, we would have conversations with the inmates, explain to them what we're doing. There might be a little bit of, if they can't get the designer drug, there may be a little bit, but we got to follow a formula, we got to follow, and almost overnight, that pharmaceutical cost would be reduced. And that's why I say it's a win-win, because yes, your line item for paying providers goes up a little bit, but we more than make up for that in services, bring down line items elsewhere. That's the value we're bringing to the table.
Now, with Hillsborough, where they have 600 inmates, and we have 50, but our 50, like the 600, is changing all the time, which means, can you handle that?
Oh yeah.
Where there's changing going on all the time. You're going to be available once a month?
No, but we're available. The way we
by phone, but
right.
by visiting, you're going to be here once a month.
Yes. No. Normally the way it runs is new patients coming in, and usually at 12 o'clock and 5 o'clock every single day, 7 days a week, a phone call is either made to Chris or I, and those cases that have come in are presented. They may come in with all, and we switch them right there on the fly. Okay, get them off of that drug, put them on this, put them in an alternative. So it's actively managed, and then this is part of the managerial piece. There are holes in correctional medicine that need to be plugged immediately, or you run up the liability potentially. So when they hit the door, if you look at the national standards, there needs to be somebody needs to look at them within a 24-hour period. Usually an LPN or a medical assistant, could be an RN, but to get the basic gist of what's going on with them. So if they're an insulin-dependent diabetic, we get them their insulin immediately. We don't go to a cell, sit there for 72 hours, and go into a diabetic coma. And then within a 2-week period, they need a full assessment, typically by an RN. And if you can do that, then you're going to find it's another layer of fine-tuning the care. So you get them their immediate needs the second they hit the door. We're actively working with the nursing staff to not run up the pharmaceutical bill and make appropriate adjustments. And then they fall right in line, And then if other big liability issues is, so those two things need to be done. 24 hours, someone needs to have hands on them within 2 weeks nursing. But if anything's identified anywhere along the way, if the patient's suicidal, if they're withdrawing from alcohol or drugs, that we put the appropriate protocols in place where we can watch them appropriately, so that they're taken care of and they don't decompensate, without being watched.
Become dehydrated and then get shipped out in the middle of the night for fluids and protracted care. A lot of the issues that jails run into is that the medical needs go undiagnosed, and then once they go undiagnosed, just hell breaks loose, and then that $5 that you could have spent in prevention and assessment is now a $5,000 hospital bill for 18 hours in the emergency room and IV fluids and labs.
Okay. Any other quick questions? I would like to recommend that the subcommittee of the delegation meet here within the next couple of weeks maybe and look over the medical situation at the jail.
Would these gentlemen be willing to come in and talk to us at that time?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think you need to look at the total medical situation at the jail. I mean, we're looking at Northern Carroll County Mental Health. We have a contract pending that may not look the best. But if you could get your committee together and look at it in detail, find out where the savings, what it's costing us right now, where the savings might be, I think would be beneficial.
Okay.
You agree? Okay. Okay. Any further questions or comments regarding what we're talking about? If not, thank you very much, and Jason will be getting back in touch with you as to whenever that meeting gets set up, and we'll go from there.
Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Steve, you got something real quick, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Last year, a woman who was a patient at the nursing home had, I'm not used to speaking sitting down, had executed a mortgage in favor of the county for an unpaid bill at the nursing home. I got a call from a title company saying that that house is closing, and I spoke with Lisa Howard. She gave me the payoff amount.
Yeah.
I sent an unexecuted copy of a discharge and the payoff amount to the title company, and I'm expecting a check to be delivered by courier any day. What I'm asking today is that the commissioners execute a discharge of the mortgage for myself, for me to hold in escrow until I get that check, and once I get a certified check, I would then record this and have them send the original to the new owner of the home. It does have to be notarized, and I didn't bring my seal.
We'll have Kathy Gary can do it.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys are. I guess what I'll tell you is that I'm not going to record this or send an executed copy to the title company or the new owner until I have the check in hand. So that's what. If you have any concerns about that, that's where I'm requesting. I also have another copy with a line for Commissioner Kenny. She's not here. I know that 2 commissioners is quorum. I don't know which you guys prefer to execute, but so.
Questions?
I'll come back and.
No, I was just thinking that do you need this right now?
Nope, I'll come back and get it after Kathy comes back.
Right.
When
We're
it's
all
notarized.
set.
All right.
We believe what you.
No, it's just that I think Kathy would like to see us do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
For notarizing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Ann, Hamilton, please.
David Foot, really?
Yep. Well, both of you, come right up and have a seat.
What happened to Margaret?
Yeah.
Questions I had?
Okay.
There's some weird real
Right.
We've asked the Cooperative Extension to come in because we received a call from Jim Grady back probably a month ago regarding a line that may be coming in once Cooperative Extension is here on the complex. And I guess we are looking for information as to what that is going to provide, what benefit it's going to be to the county to have that line. Can we attach to it or whatever? So,
yeah, sure.
With that introduction, Ann, you want to?
Well, I'm good. This is David Foot, our IT department.
Director of IT and Distance Education.
Distance education.
Distance education.
I think Ann has shared this with you, but this is just a 3-page overview of the Network New Hampshire Now project, which is a $45 million grant that was awarded to the University of New Hampshire to build a fiber optic network to expand a microwave network throughout the state, and it's going to connect all of USNH, University System New Hampshire institutions, and of course, being from the university, our first intent is to use it for educational programs, professional development. But wider than that, the stimulus program that's funding this is to use the core network to expand opportunities for broadband access to other organizations, nonprofits, businesses, and right now, in fact, I met with the engineers last week. We looked at Cooperative Extension's current location, and the connection is slated for going into that building. And
wait a minute, which building?
The one in Conway, yes.
I thought when Jim Grady called, we told him to make it come into Ossipee. Go ahead.
Okay. The engineering plan is to have the core fiber network, which the Carroll County location in Conway was originally slated to run up Route 25. Okay, and go into
25. Okay.
25, yes, and then connect Extension's current building, and then go up to the Tech Center, just north of Conway. And I've had discussions with them that we potentially would like to move that to here, okay? And they're on hold right now. It's still on the paper to bring it into the downtown Conway office, but I can go back with some type of confirmation that Extension will be in this location and say, can we, please redirect this? In that case, it would probably still run up Route 25, and they would run fiber from Conway down Route 16 and then over to here.
Oh, so we'd still go to Conway?
Right now, it's still going.
So the Tech Center would still get it?
Yes. Oh, yes. Tech Center is still on there. So that's where we're at, and within a very short time, they're going to start pulling this fiber, so that if the decision is to have Extension's presence on this campus, I will go back and tell the engineers that we would like it to come to this location. You mentioned the primary purpose of the goal was to connect USNH offices and Extension offices throughout the state. Where we are co-located on county campuses, I've talked to the grant administrators, and they've agreed that where we can extend the availability of fiber to a campus like this and provide access to other county departments, they're ready to do that.
Has it been, well, it hasn't been done in other counties yet because the fiber hasn't been... It
hasn't been pulled, but in counties where we're co-located, Hillsborough, Merrimack, I've had these types of discussions, and we're looking at, for instance, in Merrimack County, they have a fairly new nursing home. We have a separate building. The main components of that fiber will go into the nursing home. They have backup generators already in place, and then we'll run fibers from the nursing home over to Extension offices.
Right.
Is there any time limit here? I mean, given that you're, are you ready to go? And if you are ready to go, do we have to give you a, a yes or no as to whether it's going to come here?
Pretty much the time limit is now. The engineers, like I said, met last week, scoped out how they were going to come into the Conway office building. That it's also been designated as a hub center, so that there'll be two entrances